Every problem is an opportunity to create something new. Muniba Mazari's speech. Life has a peculiar way of presenting us with moments that feel like the universe is testing our very resolve. In these instances, we discover that our greatest transformations often emerge not from our victories, but from the fragments of what we thought was broken beyond repair. Distinguished guests, existence often resembles an endless cascade of challenges, each varying in magnitude from trivial inconveniences to earth-shattering upheavals. During these trials, we instinctively voice the familiar lament, "Why must I endure this?" Yet imagine the transformation that could occur if you momentarily suspended that question and instead quietly asked yourself, "What possibilities arise from this situation? How might I forge something meaningful from these circumstances?" For every obstacle, every devastating loss, every crushing disappointment serves as merely an unopened gateway awaiting discovery. Embracing life proves effortless when circumstances align perfectly with our desires, when our strategies unfold seamlessly, when others champion our efforts, when tomorrow appears crystal clear and promising. Yet what unfolds when existence delivers an unexpected blow, when opportunities vanish, when trusted allies abandon us, when carefully laid strategies crumble to dust? During such moments, we believe all is lost. We label it defeat. We declare it unjust. However, it represents something entirely different. It signifies a restart, a fresh commencement wearing the mask of tragedy. Something needed to shatter so that something else might emerge. Yet we seldom perceive it through this lens. We remain too occupied mourning the vision that perished, too consumed with clutching onto what we believed was destined. What escapes our awareness is that development lacks courtesy. It doesn't request permission and wait patiently. It bursts through barriers. Occasionally, it strips away everything secure and recognizable simply so we might discover how to construct something superior. One obstacle doesn't represent the conclusion of your journey. It marks the commencement of an alternative route, one you hadn't previously contemplated. Perhaps that's the pathway you were always meant to traverse. Consider the most influential individuals you respect. Their narratives aren't linear progressions. They're filled with interruptions, collapses, defeats, yet those instances didn't annihilate them. Those were precisely the junctures where their transformed selves began emerging. This isn't about denying that obstacles cause pain. Naturally they do, yet you can experience anguish while reconstructing. You can weep while beginning anew. You can feel shattered while still harboring the essence of your recovery within. Certain fresh starts masquerade as failures. That employment denial might have compelled you to chase the aspiration you'd relegated to secondary importance. That relationship's conclusion might have provided the opportunity and freedom to finally mend yourself. That monetary setback might have ignited the concept that evolved into your future enterprise. Every obstacle contains multiple dimensions. Beneath the anguish, a teaching moment, an inspiration, a possibility always exists. We frequently anticipate a signal to recommence, yet the obstacle itself is that signal. The cosmos declares, this iteration of your existence has concluded. You're prepared for what follows. Don't attempt to resurrect the previous chapter, compose a fresh one. You weren't meant to remain static. Those who recover from obstacles aren't more powerful than you. They simply demonstrate greater willingness to view the challenge as an entrance. They elect to inquire, what possibilities exist now, rather than why must I suffer? They recognize that creation doesn't commence when circumstances are favorable. It begins when you're left with nothing except the determination to attempt again. When life next forces you downward, don't hurry to repair everything. Simply pause. Inhale and question yourself, what lesson does this obstacle offer? What might I construct from this experience? Which aspect of myself awaits emergence now? The reality is, nothing fresh commences without something familiar concluding. Sometimes the most agonizing endings merely initiate your authentic narrative. Discomfort isn't something we pursue. It's something we attempt to evade at any cost. We structure our existence around comfort, comfortable patterns, familiar companions, predictable results. We desire security. We crave tranquility. Nothing is inherently wrong with these wishes. Yet we overlook that everything we take pride in, everything we remember, everything that genuinely transformed our lives emerged from discomfort. That sensation of uneasiness, of uncertainty about what follows, of standing at the threshold of something unknown, that's the realm where development commences and creativity awakens. During comfortable periods, you remain motionless. You don't question circumstances. You follow established patterns. Yet when life creates discomfort, when systems fail, when individuals disappoint you, when strategies collapse, that's when your mind begins functioning. That's when your heart opens. You start posing different questions. You start envisioning different possibilities. You start creating not from desire, but from necessity. Innovation doesn't emerge from inhabiting a flawless environment with perfect solutions. It arises from complicated questions. It springs from restless intellects and dysfunctional systems and individuals who've grown weary of waiting. Most global breakthroughs originated from frustrated people, trapped people, people who heard rejection repeatedly. That discomfort transformed into their motivation. It propelled them toward fresh thinking methods. It compelled them to discover an entrance where others perceived only barriers. Reflect on your own existence. The achievements you're most proud of, did they come effortlessly? Or did they materialize after nights of uncertainty? After you stumbled and rose again? After you sat in silence wondering whether you possessed adequate capability? That discomfort, that chest tightness, that stomach tension, that wasn't weakness. That was the sound of something fresh attempting birth within you. We're taught to pursue success, yet nobody explains that success typically hides behind discomfort. It exists in the difficult conversation you're avoiding. It resides in the new ability you fear acquiring. It dwells in the choice you keep postponing because it frightens you. Until you embrace discomfort, you'll continue walking in circles. You'll keep repeating identical days with different dates. Discomfort isn't your adversary, it's your invitation. It's existence's method of drawing you toward the next chapter. The longer you resist it, the longer you postpone your development. Growth doesn't request your consent. It demands your acceptance. It asks you to